Hello. So, I sat down today to do a journal prompt. And then I went, what's up with journaling? Why is it such a good thing? And not that I'm skeptical of it, I just went, why? What is it about journaling? And then I thought, before I get to my journal prompt, why don't I just explore this with the world? So, literally typed into Google why journaling is important for mental health. The very first thing that pops up is from University of Rochester, and it says, keeping a journal helps you create order when your world feels like it's in chaos. You get to know yourself by revealing your most private fears, thoughts, and feelings. Look at your writing time as personal relaxation time. It's a time when you can de-stress and wind down. Interesting. So when I'm researching something, I like to scroll the resources first before I really click into something. But Google always gives you like an answer at the top, usually from one resource. And then you can scroll down and see others. So I like to scroll and see who's saying what, like what's pulling up, not who's saying what's pulling up and from who. Positive psychology, I've never heard of that. Talkspace, never heard of that. WebMD, definitely heard of that. Reflection app, never heard. Psych Central, National Institutes of Health. Those are like, those are usually like articles. So I don't know if I'm going there today. Today.com, CNET. See, these are like, to me, I want something a little more reputable at first, like the first one I click into. Healthline. This is one that I have found to be pretty accurate compared to other sites that are reputable. Healthline, and so far, I'm not recognizing any of these other ones. Psychology Today, it's another good one. Sorry, I'm just still... American Diabetes Association. That's another major one. And then another one I usually look for, or not usually look for, but if I see it, I'll definitely read, is Live Strong. They have good information. And usually some universities like Harvard, or Johns Hopkins, like some of the hospitals, things like that. So let's just see what WebMD says. Mental health benefits of journaling. Journaling is the act of keeping a record of your personal thoughts, feelings, insights, and more. It can be written, drawn, or typed. It can be on paper or your computer. I think we know this. I'm going to kind of skip through this. Benefits. I'm going to just hit the bullet points. It can reduce your anxiety. That's the main reason I do it. Journaling about your feelings is linked to decreased mental distress. And then it says, in a study, researchers found that those with various medical conditions and anxiety who wrote online for 15 minutes 3 days a week over a 12-week period had increased feelings of well-being and fewer depressive symptoms after 1 month. Their mental well-being continued to improve during the 12 weeks of journaling. That's funny too, because I started an online journal last year. I've only done a handful of entries, but I've done other physical journals more frequently. And initially I wanted to do 3 days a week journaling. I never got to that cadence. So it's interesting that this is pointing out a study where they did it 3 times a week for 15 minutes. I mean, really, that's not very long. Like, I feel like we can do that. It helps with brooding. That's a fun word. Writing about an emotional event can help you break away from the nonstop cycle of obsessively thinking and brooding over what happened. But the timing matters. Some studies show that writing about a traumatic event immediately after it happens may actually make you feel worse. I could see that. However, that's another reason why for myself, I was thinking about the benefits of journaling just to get shit out of my head. Because I feel like my head is always going. It's always on about something. And it's not always negative, but it still conjures up feelings, whether they're excitement or whether they're, more negative. It's still, whether it's negative or positive, it's still stress on my body. So that's why I came to journal today, was to just get some thoughts out of my head. Sorry, my monitor keeps flickering over here. Okay, helps with brooding. It creates awareness. Writing down your feelings about a difficult situation can help you understand it better. The act of putting an experience into words and structure allows you to form new perceptions about events. It regulates emotions. It encourages opening up. It can speed up physical healing. Now that is intriguing to me, especially. I just got the book, The Body Keeps Score, and I got a workbook to go with it. I can't wait. That reminds me. I need to ask the community who wants to do that with me. Okay, that's the end of the article. And then, that's the end of the why it's important. How to start journaling is try it on paper first. Make it a habit. Keep it simple. Do what feels right. Write on anything. Get creative. You might not be sure where to start with journaling, or you might be reluctant if you're not fond of writing. But journaling doesn't have to be just about writing sentences. Try different formats. Write lists. Make poetry. Compose a song. Write a letter. Draw some art. Interesting. That's very interesting. I personally like having prompts. I like basically somebody else asking me a question, me answering it. That's what I like. I don't like free writing as much. Expressive writing, that's when you're writing about an event that was stressful or emotional. Starting a gratitude journal. I did do that for a while. I did that for a long while, actually. And all I did was every single night. No. Oh, it started at night. I would write down what I was grateful for. And then I heard Maya Bialik talking about it on her podcast. And I did some research and found that focusing on gratitude in the morning first thing can have benefits. So I switched it to morning. Started writing down 3 things I was grateful for. First thing in the morning before I did anything else. Don't pick up your phone. If you have to go to the bathroom, please do. But don't go to the bathroom. Literally don't do anything that distracts you. This is what I found, because my mind hasn't woken up yet and adapted to the stressors of the day. It's still it hasn't been affected by anything yet. So it's then you sit there and you really get to focus on what you're grateful for, and it does feel good. So I did that for a while. Now I meditate in the morning, which has a gratitude component. So still covering gratitude in the mornings. And then last, don't set your expectations too high. A journal isn't going to solve all your problems. It isn't a therapist or counselor, but it can help you learn more about yourself. I like that last little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and I want to see what Healthline says. I like Healthline. And I've noticed on Healthline they tend to give longer lists of things than WebMD or Livestrong, or there's another one I can't think of right now, but yeah, not always, but I feel like Healthline has even more information or has more detail a lot of the time. And then I look for similarities. So this says 6 journaling benefits. Journaling helps reduce stress. Journaling may boost health and well-being. Journaling encourages space from negative thoughts. Journaling provides a way to process emotions. Journaling can help you figure out your next step. I like that one. Journaling deepens self-discovery. So these are definitely a little more detailed than WebMD had, but Starting to get the picture. What was the other one I had said? Psychology Today. They say 10 reasons. Let's see this. Side note, my coffee's not been hitting lately and it's really bumming me out. 10 good reasons to keep a journal. I gotta be honest, I don't love the format of Psychology Today on online. That's the part I don't love. I like Healthline, WebMD's okay, and I like Livestrong. Those are my favorite in terms of format and like friendliness on the eyes when I'm reading. Just a little side note. Okay, 10 good reasons to keep a journal. Number 1, stress and anxiety. So WebMD also listed anxiety as the number 1. 2, enhanced creativity. 3, improved memory. Haven't heard anything about memory yet. Boost self-awareness, good mental health, motivation, sense of accomplishment, strengthen relationships. Haven't heard that either yet. Greater productivity and legacy. That sounds fun. Keeping a diary can be a great way to leave a lasting legacy for future generations. Okay, I like this. I'm not going to read this whole article to y'all, but I'm going to come back to this one. So Psychology Today is the one that wins for me. So, now that we've done that, I'm going to do some journaling. I haven't been in, I think I've said this before, but I use Penzu, and I haven't been in here in too long because I've actually been doing a physical, what is this called? Journal called Burn After Writing. I don't know if you can see that. And I don't even know where it came from because my sister bought it for me. But it's fun. And it has all kinds of different prompts. Here's like a checklist that you write. This was all about your first friend, first love, first record. And the author encourages the 5 people I would like to thank for just being themselves. Here's some shout outs. Dev, Emma, Mum, Wessel, Mei Lee. Most family and a colleague. But anyway, I was trying to say this. The author encourages to flip through at random and then start doing it. So that's what I've done, and it's been good. And then afterwards you can burn it if you want. So anywho, back to Penzu. That rhymed. Excuse me. So I like Penzu because you can get your own prompt. I also like it because sometimes when I'm journaling, my hand gets tired of writing. So I know that means I should write more, which is why I also have a physical journal. But I also think I can get way more of my thoughts out when I'm typing, and I can just kind of get lost in it and go. When I'm writing, I'm way more likely to be like, oh, my hand's tired, I'm going to wrap this up. So, yeah. New entry. Click the prompt button. It says, what does the future hold for you? Penzu, that is a loaded question. I'm just typing, what does the future hold for you? Yeah, are they serious? Am I supposed to answer this like in 15 minutes or less? Where am I at right now in this video? Oh, there's the time, 14. Okay, I'm gonna do some 15 or less because I don't want to do more than a 30-minute long video. So how's this lighting? Can you guys let me know? Let me know in the comments how this lighting is. What does the future hold for you? I can tell you what the future holds for me. First and foremost is better coffee, better tasting coffee, because I need this to hit. And my wife reminded me this morning that I'm not much of a coffee, syrups, and milk person. I've always been like lean more towards the creamer when we're talking about drip coffee. If we're talking about espresso, then definitely syrups and milk. And now I'm wondering if that's my first problem. Maybe I need to make espresso tomorrow. I also really like tea, and I'm like, maybe this is a sign that I need to drink more tea, because tea has health benefits, and that could be a blog topic. But seriously, what does the future hold for you? I did write better tasting coffee, and also a warm, not temperature, but a warm home. Side note, my wife and I are buying a house like next month. Cross your fingers that it doesn't get extended. It's already been extended 2 months, so hoping that's it. But yeah, next month. So the future holds for me a warm home that my wife and I get to build together. It's not build, like obviously the home we're building, but I'm more talking about create together. A place where we love and enjoy spending our time. How many times do you type or text out instead of hour? Oh, it's so frustrating. I got a typo, and it wasn't the one I just said. A home that we collaborate together on, and one that brings us happiness. Not that our home doesn't bring us happiness now, but we rent, and there's some things we would have changed, but we don't own the home, so it was like, well, we're not doing anything in the backyard. Like when we moved in, our backyard was plain, just this rectangle. The grass was completely dead. It wasn't even a full yard of grass. My wife and our roommate we were all kind of on the fence, but they kind of wanted to bring the grass back, and I was like, but literally they gave it to us dead, so I don't even care. Might be regretting that now because it's weeds back there, but anywho. Oh yeah, so just to say, it's not that we're not like happy with our situation now, it's just that when we buy a house, we have the ability, we don't have to ask on nobody, it's just up to us if we want to change something or have something look how we want it to look. And I think that's going to bring an extra level of joy and happiness as well, so looking forward to that. The future also holds more love. I'm thinking if I want to say I want more relationships or better relationships, but I also don't want to say anything bad about my current relationships. I've just had kind of a rough go the last year with some close relationships, and I'm not totally recovered from it. So I want it's really hard. You had to choose between wanting more relationships or your current relationships to be better. Which would you choose? It's tough. Especially when they're already pretty good. Okay, how about this? I want more friendships. Because currently currently the majority of my relationships are family, which again, nothing wrong with. I'm just kind of coming off of a stint of losing friends, and so I would like more friendships. And this is what my future holds, so I want more love in my life, I want more friendships. Wait, I don't even want to say I want. I'm going to say this is what the future holds for me. That's manifesting, people. Future also holds more love and friendships. The kind that are honest and communicative and contribute to my growth as a person. Fulfillment is also what my future holds. Thriving in my life's purpose. I know that's loaded in itself, but that's what it's gonna be. And right now, I feel my life's purpose is to continue doing work like this, outreach type, helping people that need a nudge, that need a push, that need just like a compass, in what direction to go in, or just encouragement, or accountability, or somebody to go, hey, how was that thing you said you were, gonna dip your toes in? And also the encouragement and the psychological safety, space. I want to provide that to people so that when I go, hey, how'd that thing go that you were talking about, getting into? I want my clients, my friends, my relatives to be able to go, to be able to feel comfortable enough to be like, oh man, it didn't happen, and this is why, and or you got any advice, you got any tips or tricks, things like that. I want to have conversations like that, in terms of how I want to help people. This coffee's really not that great. I'm gonna stop drinking it right now. Thriving in my life's purpose. Excuse me. What does the future hold for you? The coffee is like, oh yeah, you're gonna stop drinking me, then I'm gonna make you yawn. What's funny though is it's decaf.